Hey everybody, welcome to RCAM. I'm your host Ryan Kamaska and we are up to episode number 9. So today I want to do something a little bit different. I want to take the time today to talk about an incident that happened a couple months ago, and for those of you who haven't already seen the video, I'll go ahead and play a quick clip of it. So here it goes. Yeah, that was intense. So for those of you who are, maybe a little bit confused as to what happened, I was getting ready to end my shift at work. I work in an apartment complex, and I hear a loud crash outside my window. I really actually didn't think anything really much of it. I thought maybe somebody dropped something, or strange things happen in apartment complexes all the time, so it wasn't really that big of a deal to me. But then I heard a man start cursing and screaming and yelling and telling somebody to come out and fight them. So I'm thinking, oh man, a couple of my tenants are about to get into a fight, and that's what was going through my head. So I was like, all right, let me go take a peek and see what's happening. So I went over to the window, and as I was getting ready to open up the shade, just as I open it, suddenly I hear a loud crash. The glass shatters, and I jump back, and I'm just kind of stunned for a second, just trying to figure out what's happening. I had no idea what was going on, and I looked down, and that's when I noticed the rock. This is the rock that was used, that was thrown through the window. Kept it as a reminder. So I start to look around and try to figure out what's going on, and that's when the guy starts cursing again and screaming at me again, and then I realize he's talking to me, and I'm looking out the window like, do I know this guy? And I'm looking, and I get a good look, and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I don't even know who you are. Like, what is happening right now? And I'm like trying to figure out what the heck is going on. And he continues to curse, and he's telling me to come out and fight him. And as he's cursing at me, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna call a cop. So I get on the phone with the police, and as I'm talking to them, he had walked off, and I need to get them a good description of him. So I decided to go outside and take a peek and see where he went. And another tenant was informing me that he walked out toward the street. So I walk down toward the end of the building, and I look out into the road, and I see him walking along the road. And then he turns around and he sees me, and he starts coming at me again and starts cursing and starts threatening me. And I'm like, who is this? I still don't know who the guy is. I'm like, I have no idea who it is. And I decide, I give the police a description. I decide I'm going back inside. I'm not going to stick around to see what this psychopath tries to pull. So I get inside, and I give the police a description, and within about 5 minutes, they end up scooping the guy up and arresting him. And I come to discover that this guy was not, in fact, after me. He was after somebody else who looks nothing like me. And I guess he was holding a grudge because he had been evicted earlier in the year. And he had the wrong guy. He had the wrong guy, and he had calmed down by the time the police had got him. And the police were like, "Are you sure this is the right guy?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's the guy." And it's like he could just completely change. It was not even like the same person. And then I wanted to go see the footage of what actually what happened. And as I'm going to walk over to another building, the guy notices me again, and then he starts bugging out while the police officers are there and threatening me. And then the police officers probably had a good idea that this guy was insane, and they saw him act up, and they probably realized ultimately then that they had the right guy. But yeah, it was intense. I was a little bit stunned after it all had happened. I was confused. I wasn't scared or anything like that. I was just confused, and yeah, he has a restraining order on him now, so he won't be bothering me. He won't be throwing any more rocks at me, and yeah, it was a crazy day. Ironically, though, during the beginning of the day, I have like these daily scriptures that the little scripture calendar that I have on my desk to give me a daily Bible verse, and this was the Bible verse that I had for the day. So I'm gonna read it to you guys real quick. So it's 1 Peter 5:8, and it reads, "Be alert and of sober mind. Your enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour. Resist him and standing firm in the faith because you know that the family of believers throughout the world is undergoing the same kind of sufferings." And I just thought that was a little ironic because the Bible was telling me, basically God was telling me to be alert because something was going down. And I think that's something that we need to remember and we need to be mindful of. Be alert. Be aware of where you are and the world that we live in, because this world is crazy. It is so wild, and sometimes the most unexpected things happen. And we need to remember that there's an enemy in this world that seeks to harm us, seeks to destroy us, seeks to kill us. But he can't because God is with us. And if God is for us, then nobody can be against us and nobody can stand against us. So yeah, that's just my little word of encouragement toward the end. It was a crazy incident. Thank you everybody for expressing your concern. I am A-okay. You have nothing to worry about. God got my back. So yeah. If you guys like the content that you're seeing, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to this channel. That would help me out a great deal. And have yourselves a blessed day. Deuces. Bye.